Hello, welcome back to the channel. So this is a bit of an update about my epic battles, American War of Independence. Forget what's called Revolution or Rebellion, but I've been busy and I've really enjoyed getting my teeth into this project. So let me show you what I've done and talk a bit about where I am and what's next with it. As you can see, I've actually painted quite a lot. And the first thing to talk about with these models is they paint up really quickly, really well. So two things that's really changed my painting is I've got pens, white pens, which are able to paint all the cross belts and all the white bits. Saves a lot of time, even just dipping your brush in the paint pot, taking it back out again. The other thing, I've painted a lot of the Napoleonic epic battles. They don't have backpacks. Anything that reduces stages of work really helps speed things along. And as I've come along, I've realised, come along with the epic battles, I've realised I'm needing to paint armies and focus less on the detail. So I've learned shortcuts, what I need to do, how much shading, how much layering. You'll have seen me talk about this in some of the videos I've done. Anyway, let's start off with the sort of British force. So first off, if you see my other video, you will know I'll be talking about doing sort of the Southern Theatre, sort of cow pens, Guildford Courthouse, so it's tarlatan painted. I like to put an army commander on a bigger paintbrush base. I've got paintbrush in my hand. Notice how I paint these are sprayed white, and I've used combination of contrast and regular paints, but I've painted the bases so the white isn't shown through as much on when I put the sand and grass down. A couple of officers as well. Brigade commanders based on tuppences there. Now you'll have seen these. This will be the finished look. I've created a sand and grass mix. Again, speeds up the base, and it's about learning shortcuts. Some British light infantry, British cavalry. 4 models cavalry bases. It's kind of become my standard. Napoleonics, I'll use 5 heavy cavalry, 4 light cavalry for a base. Also gives me a couple of spare cavalry troopers if I wanted to make a bit more of a command diorama. And then infantry regiment, I'm going 3 bases a regiment. British with yellow facings come up really nicely. And with blue facings. As you can see, you know what, colour's where it needs to be. It's not the neatest, but I am painting armies. And finally, I did some Hessian Jägers. Some rifle men, again, cow pens, light infantry, make do amend. Now, with these skirmishers, generally worked in pairs, so that's why I've kind of mounted 8 models on that. And the other one, 6 models. So that's my British that I've painted up so far. But what I have done is really concentrated on the Continentals. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff painted here. So let's see if we zoom in. So these are Continental units. So what I've wanted to do is experiment a bit with uniform design, rather than have them all with the traditional sort of blue and red. So in my opinion, that's kind of the traditional uniform, blue and red, sort of darker trousers, slightly different there, blue with light trousers. But then looking at different sort of colonies, different states and different uniforms, I've done a brown jacketed regiment. And a grey jacketed. I think the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania used a lot of grey uniforms. Certainly I'm doing a troop of Pennsylvania cavalry with grey uniforms and sort of buckskin trousers there. Keeps things a wee bit more interesting when I'm painting. Now, loads of militia, and I've done something slightly different with militia. Oh, the artillery is very similar for both sides. So militia, as you see there, there's 6 units of militia. I'm missing a strip from the guys at the back. So for these, what I'm doing is sort of picking out a colour, and I'm going down and painting. So I'm going by colour, so I've got maybe a load of strips, and I'll go do a bit of blue, bit of blue, bit of blue, bit of blue, and different strips, green, green, green. So you get a random thing, but you are painting in order. So for these, I was thinking definitely militia. They could be British or American. I think the yellow hats pop a bit. I was thinking best way to represent almost like straw hats, maybe, especially since a lot of these will be in the south. Now, I also had the idea that maybe some Continental units might not be fully uniformed, so I wanted some militia units to look a bit more uniformed. And I'm looking at the French-Indian War, and the French units, the Marines in the French-Indian War, basically, pictures I've seen of them, basically had a couple of colours, some whites and some blues. So what I've done is I'll be doing 4 regiments done like this. So a bit more uniform with the colours, white, blue, a couple of browns, to pull them together to maybe be a hastily equipped Continental unit. Maybe if we want to do some French-Indian War stuff, there'll be some more French-looking militia units there. But I think it comes up quite well. It's one of the things with the Revolution set is you are going to get a lot of militia. Now, cavalry, this is sort of militia cavalry. Yeah, the only thing about this is I just don't like the pose facing off to one side. Quite like a forward-facing cavalry. If it's all going to be the same pose for a basic cavalry, let's just have them looking a bit more kind of normal rather than everybody looking off to one side. But it's there, it's painted, and there's my rifleman. So unlike the Jaegers, which I've had in definite pairs, these are all just a wee bit more random on the basis for now, kind of being woodsman. So there we have it. That is my painted at the moment. The basing will come along dead easy. It is literally just PVA glue, dip it in that sand mix I was talking about earlier, sand and grass. It'll come up really nicely. I've got some flags, and I got extra flags as well. Unfortunately, I put them in one of my boxes because I was giving them at a club, and I've just got to hunt them out the boxes. But certainly, this project is getting there. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to what's happening next. Anyway, thanks for listening. I look forward to chatting to you in another video. I show off some more models, probably is my work in progress, and sort of talk about future plans from this for the American War of Independence. But anyway, I'll catch you in another video. Goodbye.